Hi everyone, happy Thursday. You know what I was thinking about? I was just thinking about my YouTube channel. I think about it quite a bit. I really do. I it's like a learning thing for me, right? So I have to learn so much when it comes to my YouTube channel. I want to be able to edit things. I want to be able to put more things into my videos. I want to be able to do those things. The subscribe button. I already know how to do that. I just haven't had a chance to do that. But I want to be able to do that. I think I'm going to work on that today if I can. But when I first came on my YouTube channel, it took a lot for me to do this. I wanted to embrace this new world, this new chapter in my life. I wanted to go ahead and put myself out there, and I wanted to go ahead and speak on my life, speak about my life, speak on my challenges that I have and the events and the things that I've been through. I've been through a lot, you guys. I've been through a lot. Needless to say, the past 2 years has been a whirlwind for me. A lot of ups and downs and some good times too. A lot of good and bad. And a lot of hurt. A lot of hurt. 1,000,003 tears. I mean 1,000,003 tears, you guys, because you know how so emotional I am. And I'm kind of sensitive and I cry about a lot of things that just hurt. Like I'm not like sensitive when it comes to other things. Some people would think that I'm mean at times, but sensitive when it comes to a lot of things that has to do with the heart. Me coming on here and talking about the things that I've been through is a lot. Me putting myself out here is a lot. But I find that you have to give yourself some grace sometimes. You have to give yourself some grace, because if you don't, then who will? You cannot be so hard on yourself, because everyone makes mistakes. No one's perfect. I know the only person that you should worry about who's judging you is yourself, but you shouldn't be so hard on yourself at the same time. You have to give yourself some space to mess up. Some space that everything's not going to work out as according to your plan. There's going to be trial and error. There's going to be tribulations all the time. There's going to be things that you have to work out and things that you can't work out and things that you's going to take you and put a couple hiccups in your life. But I find that the one thing that you need to always be is prepared. You have to be prepared, and you have to have faith and grace in yourself. You have to be able to stand strong and sometimes stand alone when you go through things. I'm in the stage right now, in the season in my life, where I'm starting over. But I don't mean in a terms of a place or a job and money. I mean from the top to the bottom. I mean from the inside and the out. I mean like the way that I'm thinking, the way that I'm moving, the way that I'm trying to put everything into its little box, dot my I's and cross my T's. I'm doing all that because at the age being 51 years old, we go through a lot, and this is our second half of our life. And we either make it better or leave it the same. I'm choosing to make it better. I'm also choosing to walk away from a lot of people that's in my life that I find that the only thing that they bring me is negativity and space to think about things that shouldn't even be on my mind. And when I say that, it's because sometimes you can think a certain way, and the people that you hang around with can think a different way. You always end up leaning more towards their way, and you lose yourself in some kind of way, right? I felt like I've lost myself years and years ago because I was trying to accommodate someone else. I was trying to cater to somebody else, and I lost myself. The things that I wanted to do, I didn't push myself to do it because it had something to do with taking care of another person, making sure they were tended to, being there for them 24 hours of the day, caring and loving that person. When you're in a relationship, you have to learn how to balance things out. You have to be able to balance out your relationship, work, and yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, what it will do is drain you. You will lose yourself. And everything that you hoped and that you planned for always gets delayed and gets put on the back burner. So if something happens and you guys break up, then what are you left with? You're left with your hopes and dreams that you should, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, right? And now you're years later into the thought. That's what I'm doing. When I'm saying now, I'm picking up the pieces. I'm picking up the pieces in everything when it comes to my life, including myself. I'm picking up my heart. And the million pieces that's on the floor, I'm picking them all up. And I'm trying to mend it. But I don't know if I'll be able to have it completely whole again. I think when we all go through an experience in our life, there's always going to be that one experience that's going to break you, right? That one experience. And you're never the same after that. You're never the same. You transform into this different person. It could be a good person. It could be a good way or a bad way. It's how, whichever way you take it, right? Sometimes it leads to bad things like an addiction, bad habits, things that you're not supposed to do. And sometimes it leads you to a good way where you're more determined, you're more disciplined, you're harder, you're cold, you're more solid in your thoughts, and you're solid in your person. Like, you don't let nobody, you create this barrier around you. Well, because of the pain, you feel like, nope, all I'm going to do is think about myself and be about myself. I'm not going to let no one in. And so you go ahead and create distance. And at the same time, you're building this person up because you need to only depend on yourself. And so you're building yourself up so high that you never feel like you need nobody else. And then it becomes to the place where you're so complacent in yourself that you don't make room for nobody else. You don't make room for nobody else. I'm at that place now. Like, I have friends. I don't want a relationship, but I have friends. And I need to mend myself. I need to fix myself. And I need not to depend on nobody else to do that. My happiness is my happiness. I'm going to be the captain of my happiness. I'm going to be in charge of that. I'm going to decide what I'm going to do and when I'm going to do it and how I'm going to do it. And I'm also going to decide who's going to be in my life while I'm doing it. And I have come to full term with the agreement that if there's no one in my life right now, I'm okay with that. Because I honestly feel like focusing on myself right now is the best thing. Focusing on my channel is the best thing. Focusing on school, moving, my son are the things that I need to focus on. I need to focus on all that. I need to have tunnel vision when it comes to that, because no one's going to repair me. And no one's going to be able to fix me. And no one's going to be there for me when the chips are down. And when I'm down, like when I'm being at the bottom of the bottom, I don't want no one kicking me while I'm trying to get myself up. So I feel that the only person who can help myself is me. My YouTube channel is a very big thing to me. It's a very big thing to me because I feel like a lot of people, I feel like a lot of ladies, and sometimes guys too, we're going through this heartbreak and trying to transform ourselves. But we're trying to do it in the midst of being hurt, in the midst of hurting so bad. Like, you just like can't focus sometimes. We're trying to recreate a person. But what I do want to say is, while you're trying to recreate the person, make sure you're creating that person for yourself. Make sure you're doing it not for no other reason, but for yourself. Don't do it to prove anything to anybody. Don't do it to meet someone halfway, because at the end of the day, if someone walked out of your life, it's a reason why. If they walked out of your life, they were never meant to be in your life. They were only there to be for a season. I feel that I'm like this. I don't want a person to be in my life for a chapter. I want that person to be in my life for the whole book. The whole book. I hate the fact that I found love for the first time. Real love. I mean, I was in love for the first time, but I also felt heartbreak for the first time. That's crazy, because it takes you on so many different whirlwinds. It takes you on so many different emotional rides, up and down, your anxiety, your thought. You cannot get out of your head because of things that you think. And everything that they say to you that's negative, it breaks you down. It tears you into pieces. I learned that I'm sorry, there's so many people around here today. I learned that the only person I can take care of is myself. I'm glad that I learned I had the I want to say that I actually had love. I'm glad that I experienced it. Am I ready for it again? No, I'm good. I'm not ready for it right now anyway. I'm not ready for it right now. I don't want to experience anything like that no time soon. And I feel like be careful with what you decide. Be careful, like when someone breaks your heart and they come back. Be careful with that. Because the same person that broke you can't be the same person that fixes you. You can't. You'll never forget what they did. You'll never forget the words or the experiences that you felt when they were hurting you. You won't forget it. It'll be so hard to lay down with that person every night or to look at that person every day, smile at that person. When you know deep down inside your heart is still mending, when you know deep down inside that you cannot forget the words or the actions that they did against you, it'll be hard. So why put yourself through that when you know it's not going to end up right? If you guys don't go to therapy and get some counseling, things will never work out that way. They'll never work out the way that you've always wanted. Don't psych yourself out in thinking that when a person breaks your heart and they try to come back into your life, that person's changed. Because unless it's clear that you guys are on the same level and that you guys went to counseling, you're just psyching yourself out. I'm at the point where I don't want to deal with any of that. I don't want to deal with any of that. When I fix myself and I go through my emotions and I have to figure out why I'm going through these emotions and try and put myself together, I don't want it to be dependent on a counseling meeting, on a meeting for couples. I don't want it to be dependent on the other person saying whatever they think they want you to say, just saying it for the meantime. No, I want forever. And I'm not going to psych myself out no more. I'm not. I think that you could be an amazing person. You could be an amazing person, but whatever way your relationship ends, whichever way it made you turn into, you got to decide whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. You should never let any situation or any person dictate the way they move. You should never. I don't. And I don't think that no one should. Walk in your own pace and your own space, because that's the only way you can do it. Don't be fooled, ladies. Don't be fooled. And guys, don't be fooled, because girls can have the meanest, and I mean this in a good sense, like the baddest mouth on them. Like, we'll say anything, right? We'll manipulate you the any way we possibly can just to get what we want. We'll say anything, right? And guys do the same thing. We're just a little bit better at it. But we'll do and say whatever we can just to get past the hump. What happens when you feel like you have been past the hump and you have to deal with each other every day on an everyday basis, 24 hours a day? What happens then? What happens when you're past the honeymoon stages? What happens then? What happens when you're past the, okay, baby, I'm sorry, forgive me, when you pass those couple of days and everything's good and then you see the beast again? What happens? She could be the beast or he could be the beast. What happens then? You're back in the same circle, in the same space and place that you was trying to get yourself out of mentally. You're still back in the hurt. You're still back in the same words. You're still back in the same situation with the same person. So that's what I'm saying. When we break up and we go through our breakups, make sure if you're getting back with that person who broke you, make sure it's because you see some extreme change in him or yourself. Like, you have to learn how to figure out yourself during that time when you're going through this hurt and pain. That's the best time to figure out yourself, because now you're digging deep within yourself. And now you're starting to feel all kinds of things. Now you're thinking and thinking and thinking, and you're in your head. Now is the time for you to either pick yourself up and make some changes, or stay the same person that you are. But I think every experience that we have in life, we should always learn from it, and we should always change just a little bit. Just tweak us just a little bit. Just a little tweak here and there, because You can't go through things and be the same person. You have to experience things and you have to be able to grow, get out that form that you're in, and reset yourself. Whether it's resetting yourself from hurt, whether it's resetting yourself from happiness, you still got to evaluate the way you're moving and the way you moved. You have to. I find that because I'm doing my YouTube channel, I find that having this platform to talk about it, it's an amazing thing because a lot of people out there that can relate to it, and some can't, and some do, but they do it behind closed doors. Some don't want to admit to it. I'm going to speak my truth. I'm going to speak on it because at the end of the day, I loved hard, but that made me grow into a different person where I want to go ahead and do my YouTube channel now. I'm trying to branch out. I'm going back to school. I'm moving differently. I have tunnel vision. Now I'm thinking about myself. I wouldn't have probably have done any of that if I was in the relationship that I was in. I probably wouldn't have done that. I probably wouldn't have grown into the person that I've grown into, the mindset that I have, the strength I know I have. I probably wouldn't have been able to do any of that stuff. It's hot in here. But things happen for a reason. Sometimes a miracle does happen with the hurt. Sometimes you find your best you when you go through the worst thing in your life. You discover yourself. You discover your strength. And I think I've done that. And I'm happy because I've done that. I'm at the point where I'm okay. I'm at the point that I'm hurting still, but I'm at the point that I'm okay. Like the hurt will go away in time, but it'll only linger if I let it linger. It'll only stay with me if I let it stay with me. And I don't want to. I wake up every morning and I give my grace and I pray and I pray and I pray. I be up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm listening to my motivational sermons. I'm praying. I'm in the shower. I'm praying. I'm here saying it's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be a great day. I'm trying to be as positive as I possibly can because I move with God. I move with God. I know He is the conductor of my life. I know that He's going to take me to the places that I need to go to. He's going to make me see what I need to see. And He's going to hold my hand throughout the whole thing. He's going to hold my hand throughout the whole thing. And I cannot be any more happier than that. When you find when you're yourself in a position that you're hurting so bad and no one can make you feel better, you turn to God because that's a different level. That's a different level of... That's a different level. I want to find the right word for it. That's a different level of loving yourself. Because now you're loving yourself the way He loves you, right? That's a different level, a different transformation. You're actually growing. And I'm so blessed that I was able to do that. I'm so happy that I fell back into it because I've always had the experience of having God there. But now I'm leaning on Him a little bit more these days. I'm leaning on Him a little bit more these days because I never want Him to take me out of my character. I want to stay loyal to myself. I still want to be kind-hearted. I still want to be a people person. I still want to be friendly. I still want to be an example and motivate people. I still want to move with His grace. So whatever we do, you guys, just think about that because this is supposed to be the second half of our lives, 50 and over, where you enjoy life. And if you don't have that, you're going to have a sad one. The people at the library now noticing that I'm here every day. Like, I know the car is here. Like, oh, he's a library worker. She's a library worker. He's a library worker. Like, they know, oh, she's in the same spot. I come in the spot, first of all, because of the internet and because it's a shade underneath the trees. So I like that. And I don't want to be hot all the time. So I come under here. But yeah, you guys. So that's my little speech of the day. Put yourself first. Love yourself even more than you ever had. Grow. Transform into this amazing being. And don't let nobody stop you. Don't let nobody stop you. I'm hoping that my channel takes off. And if it don't, you know what? It's humbling me because it's doing it slowly. But like I said, I'm always going to be real. I'm always going to just speak the truth. And I'm not going to switch it up for no one. I'm not putting no one first no more. I'm putting myself first. And I'm definitely going to make sure that I'm honest through the whole thing. So, thank you for coming to my channel. Subscribe, because I really do appreciate it. Please leave a comment and let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if I'm too emotional. Let me know. Let your girl know, because I don't have no problem hearing it. Thank you guys, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have an amazing day. Be kind, be safe, watch your back, and I'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye.